Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and we're back with some more Warhammer 3 gameplay. This time it's a bit different where we have Khorne versus Tzeentch, two different gods of chaos against each other, which should be quite interesting. Before anything, little disclaimer, this was provided by Creative Assembly and once again this is a development in progress, so any stats are going to be subject to change. I know you guys are sick of hearing that, but I need to say it every video. So basic land battle, we've seen this map before, which should still be interesting considering the fact that obviously Khorne has no magic and no range, barring the skull cannons and the soul grinder, versus the Tzeentch heavy magic and range build, so we're gonna get two different contrasts here, and it should be quite interesting to see how this plays out. It's a very short battle, which you may have noticed by the video. It's surprising, but not too much considering that obviously the other player is AI, and straight off the bat we're not really seeing too much. Obviously the enemies have to move in close to each other. Tzeentch has the range focus, but Khorne just needs to get straight in there and do some damage. The moment he can start locking down enemies, I'm assuming that's when they're going to start dying. The Tzeentchian forces are moving in, and obviously Khorne's already started peppering with the skull cannons, which does come to their benefit, but at the very beginning it's all about just getting your enemies and holding them down. Flanking around with what little cavalry you have is obviously going to be beneficial, and we're already seeing Kairos at very, very low HP. That's actually really surprising. Over halfway at this point, which means that he's gonna die really quick. This is an issue that the AI has more than anything, and hopefully this gets fixed up by the time of release, as a legendary lord just beelining straight into the enemy lines, especially against a faction which is built to do damage. That's going to make him die super fast. Now we're already seeing here surrounding is working out well, and the Khorne forces are just pretty much just shredding anything possible. We kind of expected this, as the Khorne forces do have some spell resistance, and pretty much, I believe, almost everything, if not everything of the Tzeentchian forces is spell magic. It was going to be one-sided and we were always going to kind of expect this. It's very much how it always works, where all the different Chaos Gods, one counters the other, and spells isn't really going to help too much. What is quite surprising, however, is that the AI knows to focus on very large targets. As you can tell by the Exalted Bloodthirster's HP, it's getting hit really hard. It's not going to be enough to fix the balance of power, however, as Tzeentch is pretty much getting, well, thrown about the table, let's just be honest about that, and the Khorne forces aren't losing a lot of troops. Again, I always expected Khorne to be able to do this much damage versus Tzeentch. It was always going to be expected. A player would have probably done better, as obviously the AI just kind of went straight in, and yeah, the AI is kind of stupid, let's be honest. It's always been like this for like pretty much every single Total War game, but it's still interesting to see that the AI was able to focus down the Exalted Bloodthirster so well, yet not a lot of damage anywhere else. We're not seeing a lot of magic, and I think that Kairos is pretty much gone. No, he's still alive at this point. I'll be honest, it's kind of hard to tell sometimes, as the player kind of does all little sporadic movements every now and then, so it's hard to get a good view of the battlefield for too long. Though, yeah, this is very one-sided, we can already tell that. I do imagine that things would be a bit different if, say, for example, we had Khorne versus Slaanesh or Nurgle, as they would be a bit more balanced, or Tzeentch versus Slaanesh or Nurgle. It's just Khorne versus Tzeentch was always going to be this way. There's a counter which was just pure brute strength. What we can notice is that the AI Kairos has started going for the skull cannons, but it's a bit too little too late. The damage was already done. I'm assuming that both skull cannons directly hit him, which is why he lost so much HP. And at this point, the damage, yeah, you can't really save yourself from this. It's a difficult fight to fight against if you pretty much are fighting against something that's perfectly geared against you. That Soul Grinder basically played baseball with that Lord of Change. Now, while this might be disappointing for some people, this is kind of expected. Like I said, the counter system in Warhammer Fantasy was that one god could counter the other one, and this works out really well if other gods get showcased in battles like this, as we'll be able to see what is strong against what. We already know by lore perspective, but still, it's still quite interesting to see that that narrative is still in place. There's unfortunately not too much to be able to talk about because, well, yeah, very one-sided. So what I'm going to do now is allow the rest of the battle to play off. You guys get to hear anything with voice files and listen to battle music and so on, and we'll be back with another battle. There's quite a few videos to release today. Also, just a quick note before I end here, remember, yes, Tzeentch is weak versus Khorne, but the last battle that we showcased last week, where it was Tzeentch versus the Ogres, Tzeentch demolished the Ogres, so the balance of power is there, and keep in mind it's player versus AI.
Army of the Dark Gods, for chaos! Skull Crushers of Khorne! Yes! For the throne! Followers of chaos! Army of the Dark Gods! If Khorne commands, exalted bloodthirster, I surge forth.
But with that, my friends, we've come to the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, might I suggest giving the video a like, or even subscribing to the channel, as it really does help us out. In the description section below are various links to different social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and Discord. Also in the description section is an affiliate link with Element Games where you could buy loads of hobby-based products, not just Warhammer, for 10 to 25% off. Making a purchase using that link and also our special code, which is also in the description, supports the channel at no extra cost to you, which we think is rather cool. A big thank you to our patrons. Your support means the world to us. It's amazing that people want to help a small channel like us grow and get to a higher level of content. A big thank you to Gibraltar LUSC, Ryan Bertsche, Andrew Prince, and Okro for subscribing to us at our Fane level. You guys are super cool. And a big thank you to Edward Yule, VS Vasan, Aaron Whitman, and Shaggy for subscribing to us at our King level. Honestly, we can't thank you all enough. And lastly, a big thank you to all of you for liking, sharing, and commenting on these videos. Honestly, it's because of you guys that the channel's been growing at such a great pace lately, so we can't thank you all enough. But with that, my friends, thank you so much for watching once again, and we shall see you all again very, very soon. Have a good day.